Hello everyone, we are here with my 1970 pickup today because trying to get it running better. Since I've installed this Holley Street Dominator intake, I've really had problems ever since, and I have thought really long about going back to the factory 4-barrel cast iron that I have. But before I do that, I have tried, I think initially one of my problems was one of the runners on the intake probably wasn't sealed right, so pulled the intake off and resealed it, and I think that did help. But I'm still having problems. I've tried 2 or 3 different carburetors. I'm gonna try one more carburetor that I just got rebuilt and everything, so it's ready to go. I'm gonna try that as the last ditch effort to try to get this intake working right before I just swap back to the factory cast iron 4-barrel. And so let's get the hood popped up and take a look at my current setup before I go to different carburetor. All right, here is my current setup. I think that's the Holley 650, and I've got an audience today. It's Jasper, Annabelle, and Chris.
Let me see.
Okay, got to get my nice pretty air cleaner off. And there it is. I really wanted to run a Holley on here, but if this Edelbrock 750 works on here better, then I'll be happy. So let's get it swapped out. All right, carburetor is on. Will be doing a better fuel line connection down the road, kind of like I did on my Charger over there, just doing hard line all the way down. But this is tight. This is ready to go. I'm gonna get my brother-in-law to watch this connection here because I don't know if it might leak or not. So let's crank it over. There it is. I'm gonna kill the battery trying to do that. Also, not having the choke stuff on here, I was just trying it. Let's see, in a little bit. Let's make sure there was nothing on the back. Oh, hang on. There's a gigantic open plug on the back that I forgot to plug. That might help a little bit plugging that off. So let me get that plugged off. Okay, now that that plug right there is in, let's try it again and see what happens. So I just discovered that I don't have spark while I'm cranking, so that's a new problem that has now popped up, but I have a temporary fix for that. I have a jumper wire. It's going to be right here, going all the way to the positive side of the coil. So in theory, I should have spark all the time now. We'll just have to take this off to shut it off. So let's see what happens now. Okay, let's see. If there's any sounds, pull off that wire. Alright, I have determined that I think the problem is the ballast resistor. So I got a double ballast resistor right there, but I've just got one leg hooked up. So let's see what happens now. Check directly at the coil. You good?
All right, go ahead.
Anything? Anything?
Nothing coming that way.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure exactly what the problem is, but it could be the coil. But I'm gonna try swapping the coil out with another one I have and just see what happens. All right, we have taken off the Mallory coil, the blaster coil that I had on here, and it was warm, but we'll see. It helped if I had the truck key and not the charger key. That's the dart key. Have to do this one-handed. There we go. That's the truck key. Also help if I didn't have 1,000 keys on my key ring. All right. Sounds like he's doing the same thing, but check it directly at the coil.
All right.
I swear this truck is punishing me for something. First it was the intake. I resealed it. It was running a little bit better. Then I tried to crank it up again, and now it's not. I'm not getting power to something, or something. Or it's not getting fire. Try again. Nothing. All right. I'm gonna double check some fuses just to make sure, and I guess I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss right now. So y'all stay tuned. We're gonna see if we can figure out something. Well, I was able to push past the ignition problem. I'm still not getting fire while it's cranking. I tried a different ignition cylinder, ignition switch. It didn't help. I think I'm getting power everywhere I need to get power, but it's not. Yeah, but I'm not getting fire while I'm actually cranking. But as soon as I let off of it, it starts to fire. So I've been able to play with that, and I got it running a couple of times, and it backfired out the tailpipe, and then it backfired out the carburetor, and actually spat fire a little bit. And I haven't done anything with the timing since it was last running. So all this has done is solidify a decision that I've been kind of mulling around for a while. It's, ever since I installed this Holly Street Dominator intake on this truck, I've had nothing but problems. It's to the point where I tried to sell this truck because I was tired of working on it, and every time I touched it, it was letting me down. This is another letdown today, trying this carburetor and it failing again. So this is just solidified. The cast iron 4-barrel that was on this motor when it was in the Charger is going back on it, since it ran really good with it on there. And I'm gonna try this 750 on there again with that cast iron 4-barrel. But this truck, I swear, backfired a couple of times while I was trying to start it up, and probably scared the crap out of my neighbor across the street and everybody in the house. So I desperately need a win on this truck, and I swear to God, if that 4-barrel intake makes this motor run like it's supposed to, that Holley Street Dominator is going in the trash, and I'm smashing it with a sledgehammer, because nobody should have these problems with an intake. And if the intake swap fixes this, going back to the factory cast iron, that's going in the trash. I'm busting it up and I'm giving it to a scrapper for scrap metal. So that's this video. I was kind of hoping for a win, but it is what it is. I haven't really shown a lot of my pickup and a lot of my woes with my pickup, because I don't like showing failures on my channel. But this I wanted to have a different video aside from Cushman content, because I have had a lot of Cushman content lately. There's a video on the truck. Not very exciting, but it's kind of a fail. But that Holley Street Dominator is coming off, and the factory cast iron 4-barrel is going on. The only thing different that I'm going to be doing is from when that intake was on is I'm going to get the valley pan with the exhaust crossover blocked. That's the only difference. Aside from that, it'll be, aside from that and the cam, it'll basically be the motor that was in the Charger. So that's where I'm at now. If you like the video, like, comment, and subscribe. Well, I was going to end the video there, but I got the parts I needed to, I got another valley pan, and decided to go ahead and change the intake over back to the factory cast iron. And let's take a look at it. All right, I have the factory cast iron intake back on here, and after I did that, it still wasn't working right. So I changed the ignition system back to factory style electronic ignition, and after that it fired up and ran. It's actually running good. I was able to leave this running long enough to get it up to operating temperature, and it runs. Carburetor has some issues. Probably got to tune it, or just go ahead and change it out with something else. But aside from that, it's running. It's running good, and I could drive it if I wanted to. So ever since I first installed that Holley Street Dominator intake, I started having problems. Having to change the ignition system back to the factory style was probably because of the constant cranking that I was doing on it. I probably fried something in the electronics on that Mallory unit. So I put the factory back on just to eliminate all variables, and with the factory intake back on, the factory style ignition, and the 600 carburetor again back to the way it was, minus the cam, back to the way it was again before I started doing anything to it, it's actually running good. So let's fire it up. And it fires up pretty quickly, just like it did before. Oil pressure is still good. Yeah, I've had it running a good bit, so it's up to temperature. Carburetor still has some issues. It kind of chokes a little bit. So now that it's running good, I want to try that 750 again, just to see what happens. But look. we have it. I was able to fix my nightmare of a truck, and it was probably a combination of a few things causing problems, but the problem started as soon as I put that Holley Street Dominator intake on here. I don't know what it is about it. The intake, this last time I took it off to reseal it, I could have picked up the motor without the bolts in it. It was that glued to the motor. All of the ports were sealed and everything. So I don't know. I honestly don't know what it is about it, but the factory cast iron back on there. The truck is very happy. Now I can try the 750 Autobrock or the 650 Holley on there, knowing it's running good. Not trying to make something run that's running crap. So now I'm gonna try the 650 Holley back on it at a later time, probably off camera, just to see what it does. But for now, it's running, it's happy, so it's staying like this, and there we are. Like the video, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.